Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to make a video, do a little sit down face to face, and talk about why I think Pokemon investing is going to go through a few month period, maybe even a bit longer, where a lot of people are going to lose interest in investing. It's going to be quite boring. Not a lot is going to be happening, even though we'll try very hard to make it seem like things are happening. And what I mean by this is I think a lot of the Sword and Shield booster boxes, obviously over the past few months, a lot of them have sold out on the Pokemon Center. There was a lot of hype around this happening. We saw large increases in a lot of these boxes, and now I think they're going to go sideways for a few months. On top of that, you have Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon isn't doing as hot as it was last year. A lot of the gains have already been made, and we're seeing them slowly trickle up now. But, a lot of that large gain that people were excited about last year is, more or less done. And now we've seen alternate arts take off. A lot of those cards have, 2x, 2.5x, 3x in price over the past few months as well. Sorry, guys. I ate a ton of tortilla chips right before recording this, which wasn't a good idea because those things are incredibly salty. So if I'm like an old man that sips from a cup a few times during this video, bear with me. But we've seen alternate arts go as well. Sword and Shield boxes, Sun and Moon boxes. So a lot of the things that people were trying to hype and make gains off of have already moved over the past few months. And we're at a point now where people are starting to look at Scarlet and Violet, as we've seen Paldea Evolve hit, basically 130 a box. A lot of the singles like the Groudon, a bunch of other cards from other sets have, started to take off as well. Tyranitar, a bunch of other ones as well. So we're seeing people continue to move to different parts of the hobby, different cards, and, try and make gains there. But unfortunately, I think we're going to be at a point now where people aren't going to be able to make gains with Sword and Shield boxes for the next few months. They're not going to be able to make gains, or they're actually going to lose money on a lot of their alternate arts and, IR, SIR cards. And even if they want to go back to Sun and Moon, the gains are going to be very small, right? We're looking at maybe 10 to 15% a year, depending on how those boxes move, and maybe even some of the secret rare cards from Sun and Moon as well. You might see some gains, but nothing major other than maybe, I have it pulled up, Silver Tempest is still in stock on the Pokemon Center. So maybe once that goes, there will be some excitement about that. If we get announced reprints of 151, of other sets like Paldea Evolve, Paradox Rift, people might get excited about that and pump a lot of money into the hobby as well. But, we're at a point where a lot of people, I think, are just bored. They're not super excited. And I'm seeing it as well, obviously, with views on the channel. Even when I talk about, Sword and Shield and stuff like that, the views are definitely way down than they were, a month and a half, 2 months ago, which is expected. It's not super surprising at all. But we are entering a point where a lot of people are getting bored. They're getting burnt out. During the summertime, people want to go outside. They want to go hiking. They're playing softball or soccer, whatever it is. So people are doing things outside more. Obviously a lot of people might be out of school for the holidays. They might be working. They might be traveling, etc. Spending money on different things also. So it really is a time normally around this part of every year. And other YouTubers have talked about this, that it's really a time to plan out the future, what you're going to do, maybe even make some moves. I've actually bought a few things over the past couple days. I also threw up a post today on my channel, and I made a big purchase, so when it comes in, I will tell you guys about that and talk about it. I also ordered another thing from the Pokemon Center, so when that comes in, we're going to be making a second video about it. And I actually ordered two things from the Pokemon Center, but they're sending them in the same box. I can already tell that it's not going to be in good shape when it gets here, but that'll be a fun video to make. And then I ordered something from Kansan Games, which I threw up. I bought a booster box because a Brilliant Stars, it was like $2.45 Canadian after tax and shipping and everything. So I'm making some small plays, some plays that people might consider bigger as well. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we're in a down part of the hobby where we're not going to see huge gains over the next few months. More than likely, again, that's just my opinion. But to add to this, right, when there's a lot of news coming out right now, Night Wanderer, Stellar Crown was announced, the Team Rocket, the Glory to Team Rocket, or Glory of Team Rocket, whatever it was, that trademark was announced. Like, there's no set even announced, but people are, making videos about it. They're hyping it up. I see you guys in the comments. A lot of people are excited about it. I, covered it as well. But it seems to me that people are, really grasping at straws. They're trying to find an outlet for excitement and positivity in the hobby. And that is kind of worrisome to me because it seems that what we have right now, people aren't super interested in, like Twilight Masquerade. And to be fair, I'm not a fan of the set. Uh, I got a lot of flack for saying that Greninja is not really a chase card, but it's yet to be seen how that turns out. But yeah, other sets like Paldea Evolved. What else do we have? Paradox Rift, obviously. Temporal Forces. I know a lot of people just aren't super high on these sets. I actually really like Temporal Forces. I like Paradox. I like Paldea Evolved, obviously, as well. I even have some base set. So a lot of these sets I'm a fan of. I think the artworks are great. But a lot of people in the hobby, they're bored. They want a big chase card. They want to see a Lugia. They want to see an Umbreon. Heck, I'm sure a lot of people would just settle for a really cool Charizard at this point, or a Blastoise or something like that. But we gotta just take what we have. And Alex from Nostalgianomics made a video today talking about living in the moment. And yeah, I think that's partly true, but I think part of it is just that there isn't a ton of strength in the hobby right now, and I think a lot of people are just trying to find the next outlet for gains and to keep the ball rolling in a sense. We don't want to slow down and lose a lot of momentum that we had last year from Sun and Moon, and this year from Sword and Shield, as well as the alternate arts from Sword and Shield also. So don't be too upset if your investments start to go sideways over the next few months. I think that's just it's going to be part of the road, right? Like, I always tell people to go back and learn a bit about the hobby. I did that, and I'm still trying to do that, right? To always improve my understanding of what the hobby was like pre 2019, and then pre 2016 as well. If you go watch Rudy from Alpha Investments, some of his older videos, he bought like 1,000, what were they? The Gyarados boxes, Gyarados EX boxes. He was sitting on all these collection boxes, breaking them down. He was trying to do the math, and just nothing was moving. Obviously, his famous bathroom Pokemon video, a bunch of that stuff just wasn't moving either. So it was very difficult, and for a long time, people investing in the hobby weren't making any money. And I think we're at a point where, we got to remember that we're making massive gains, a lot of us, especially if you're in the alt arts, you're making over 100% in a few months. Excuse me, if you're into Evolving Skies, you're 2-3x in your money in a couple of years. Same thing with a lot of the Sun and Moon sets like Team Up, or if you're into the tag team cards before that, or I'm sure some people with, even Japanese 151 before the reprints came, I'm sure a lot of people made pretty decent money on that as well. So, we need to remember that it's normal to have, months, if not years, where stuff just doesn't move in this hobby, right? It's only been the past few years where things just, seem to always be trending upwards, right? But before then, there was just a lot of flatlining for, months, if not years, very small gains. And yeah, I do worry if that happens again. A lot of people will exit the hobby. I worry that a lot of people are in it only for the money, just like myself. But, a lot of people, if they aren't seeing gains, will try and move on to something else where they can make more money, and they're not in it for the long haul, and they don't see the, bigger picture long term. So yeah, I mean, Pokemon investing, I think, is going to be boring for the next few months, if not 6 months or whatever. But we do have a lot of exciting things coming as well. Obviously, towards the end of the year, we're going to have our Paradise Dragona set. I know some people, are already moving on to Team Rocket. They're already looking at 30th anniversary. They're looking way farther into the future than I am. But the Paradise Dragona set, we'll see what cards come out of that. Again, it's more than likely going to be a booster box set. Also in combination with a Supercharged Breaker, I believe it is, which PokeBeach theorizes is going to be a Stellar Pikachu set. So again, Pikachu and Dragons, that could be a very, very strong set. And we could definitely be getting some really cool IR, SIR cards there. Just to end out this video, we did get some more leaks from Night Wanderer, which will be part of Shrouded Fable. So the Persian, very cool looking card. I actually really like that one. Amazing to me that they didn't put a moon in it, based on all these other cards that are getting moons. But yeah, that's a really cool card. I do like that one. Which other ones did we get here? Qfont, the elephant one. That's pretty cool. There were a couple other ones. I'll throw them up on screen if I remember when I'm editing. But yeah, that's going to be coming out. And then, Shrouded Fable is still a couple months away. But we basically have a pretty good idea. Oh, and then obviously the loyal three were added in there: Monkey Dory, Okidogi, and Pheasantipity. Those cards will be back in there. So, you know, we're a couple months away from the set, but we kind of know what it's going to look like now. So, again, get your pre-orders in or whatever. I'm just sticking with the Pokemon Center specialty ETBs. So, yeah, Pokemon investing. It might be boring for the next couple months, but thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. It is what it is. You know, I don't mind when you guys disagree and give me flack for some of my opinions. It is what it is. It's part of just having open dialogue about things. So I'm perfectly fine with it. Let me know your comments down below. If you're gonna shop on TCG Player, eBay, Hobbiesville, I have affiliate links if you want to support the channel and support me in general. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.